My name's Romano, and I'm a native of Houston, Texas, and I'm 81 years old, and I've been painting pretty much all my life. I like driving through and watching the highway go by and seeing scenery go by, and often, you see a piece of art that might move you, or a piece of sculpture, or just something going on. It could be just anything. There are not very many people in my paintings. There's dwellings and houses and buildings, and you see the signs of civilization, like cars driving across a bridge or something like that, tucked away in some abstract thing. Part of it is playing tricks, but part of it is just love smearing that stuff around. I've always tried to put something familiar. You might have this chaos of dots and circles and stuff, but usually there's a progression of where those circles are going or how they fit in. And they're part of the overall balance of the piece, but they're also part of the substance of the piece. They are what the piece is, those dots and circles. And I have these columns, and one of them's fallen over. It can be all different kinds of things with that same theme. Every painting I do is about harmony. It's about balancing colors, about finding that little spot in the blue field where if I put a red dot, it's going to go bang, and you're going to go, wow. It is complicated as this stuff gets. There's pretty simple formulas putting it all together, and it's all about balance, color, and harmony of colors. I want people to come away with a feeling mostly. And a lot of that, like I said before, is going to come from what they bring to the painting. If I do a painting and you'll see the little fallen over column in a little shrine out in the middle of nowhere, but you see a little city way off in the distance, that to me is some kind of a philosophical statement. One painting that's called Observers at the Autopsy. It's my attempt to do two paintings at once. And I had a background painting that has all these little houses and roofs and stuff, and they go down into these kind of blobs, that whole motif. But then in the middle of the painting, it's like a space where all these blobs come down into. It's a simultaneous views of three different things. There's the city in the back, there's the overall painting in the back, and there's the white space in the middle that is also divided off by a couple of rectangles to divide that space up. So I like the multiple view, I'm not going to get it like Cubism, where I do you frontwards and sideways or whatever it is, but I'm going to try to do something like that. I'll be trying to lead you someplace, and sometimes it's just about trying to make something that looks pretty. I don't consider myself a real thoughtful artist as my art goes. I just paint, I make marks and I try to connect them somehow. I've got a painting called Gundala, and it's a mandala that's made out of guns. And I did it for a gun show at the Art Car Museum in Houston. I just decided to do this, and I did a little bit of research on mandalas and how they were supposed to be formed and the different layers of a mandala. And so I made one with guns. And in the Holy of Holies, instead of there being this redemption in the middle, there's 4 skulls in the Holy of Holies. So it's the opposite of the spirituality of a mandala almost. It takes you to a dark place, but I hope it makes people laugh. Getting to see my work and this. I've seen my work in a small gallery with lots of ruins, and it's really cool, but this is mind-blowing to me to see my stuff on the walls of a museum, and I have to tell you that, and it's sparked me pretty good, and I've got a few good ones going at home right now. So.
And your next show?
It's going to be at Redbud Gallery on 11th Street in the Heights in Houston, Texas, at the Redbud Gallery in Portman Place. That's June the 6th through the 25th, I think it is. And I hope that you can.